Hi everyone, welcome to this new project video which is on object detection on static images, and this is a mini project in which we are going to learn about OpenCV module and its various features from which we can make our project model on object detection. So in this project, we are not going to train our own model. Instead, we are going to use the pre-trained models from OpenCV modules, which is CV2. So let's get started with this project. So first of all, we require three libraries, which is NumPy, ArcParse, and CV2. So let's start with the constructor of the argparse, which is the argparse is used for taking arguments at runtime. So for this we have to initialize this with an object which is ap is equal to argparse module dot argument parser, which is the class of this module. Now after initializing the object of the class, now we can use its method. So ap dot add argument is used for adding the arguments which we are used during runtime. So for in this we are requiring the argument image, and we can give the name hyphen I or double hyphen image as the name of the argument. Now we can if we want it to be required, then we can mention required equal to true. And then if you don't know what to write during the running of this code, then you can also provide the help argument, so a user can understand what they have to input during the runtime arguments. So help is equal to part to input image. Now we have to pass all these arguments into another variable as a list. So args equal to vars ap dot parse args. This will convert the arguments into a list, but since we have only one argument, so the list will contain only one argument. If we have many different number of arguments, then the list will contain all the arguments. After making the arc parser, now we will initialize our classes that we are going to use in our model. So we have initialized 21 classes, as you can see: aeroplane, bicycle, motorbike, person, TV monitors. After initializing our classes, now we have to give the random color to each class. So for this we are using the numpy method np.random.uniform, and then we are passing 0 as starting value and 255 as the ending value. And now we have to mention the size of this array. So the size is the length of the classes, comma 3 means all the colors red, blue and green. Now after this our colors matrix is made. Then we have to load our pre-trained model. So for this we are using cv2.dnn.readnet from cafe method of cv2 module, and in this method we have to pass two arguments. The number one is proto-text file and the number two is cafe model. Now the proto.txt file is the file that contain the structural architecture of our model, which means all the layers and different types of parameters that these layers required and all these stuff. And the cafe model is the file which contains the weights and biases for our layers. So we have to import these two files in this method. Now after loading our method, now we have to take the image and pass it in the cv2.readnet from cafe module. Now for this we will use cv2.imread method of cv2 module, and in this we will pass the args of image which we have taken from user at runtime and store it in the variable image. Now we will resize this image, this resizing of image is for us at the output end, so we can see the image which in our predefined size. And after that we will extract the height and width of the image with image dot shape method. and passing colon comma 2, because this image shape is consist of three values, which is height, width and dimension, and we want only height and width, not dimension. That's why we are using colon 2 in the shape. After that, we will use another cv2 method, which is cv2.dnn.blob from image, and this is our input image which we store in the variable blob. And in this, the first argument is resizing our image, which is the resize image input image size, which we are going to change, which is 300 cos 300. Now we will pass a scalar factor which will be multiplied to our image, and then we will also pass the output size of the image, which is same as the input 300 cross 300, and then we will subtract a mean value 127.5 from all the RGB color values, and then with all these values written by the blob from image is stored in the variable blob. After this, we will use net, which is our model from cv2.dnn.readnet from cafe dot set input, and pass the blob in our model, and then we will use net dot forward, and all the values written by net dot forward method will be stored in detection, and the net dot forward method is used to start our training. So then we will get all the returned value in detections, and the detection values detection contains a list of values. You can see here that first value is not of our use, the second is frame, the third is number of detections, and in this it also contain another nested list with class id, class score, confidence, and the xy coordinate of the image, and height and width. So we will now iterate through these detections. So for this we are using for loop. For I in range I in np dot arrange 0 to detections dot shape of 2, which means that we have to run this for loop from 0 to the number of detections, since one image can contains many objects, so there can be many detection in a single image. So we have to run this for loop from 0 to the number of detections, and the index of number of detection is 0 1 2. It's at the index 2, so that's why we are writing shape of 2. Now then, after running entering into this for loop, now we have to get the confidence that this detection is particular, this detection belongs to the particular class we want to predict. So for this we will store the confidence value in the variable confidence, and the index of confidence is detection is in the nested list at 0 1 2 at index 2. So that's why we are passing, because we don't want the first parameter, so it's 0, the second also 0, the number of detection is the I, and in the nested list we want the second index, which is confidence, so we have mentioned here 2. Now we will apply an if condition, that if confidence is greater than 0.2, then we will detect its class and show it to the terminal. So for this we are using detections again. Now in this time we want the class score instead of confidence, so in this time we are passing 0 comma 0 comma I comma 1, since the index of class score is 1, and store this information in the idx index variable. Now after getting the index of the detection, now we will make the box surrounding our image, that which is known as detection box, and for this we require the values of detections. The first three are the same, 0 0 and I, and the last one is 3 to 7, which means we want x y h w, and then we will multiply it with np.array and wh wh wh, the w and h which we have extracted earlier from image, and we are multiplying this value because in the blob method we have subtracted the pixel values from 127.5, and to normalize this we have to again multiply these values to normalize our image. So the value of this calculation is stored in box. Now after this we have to assign the coordinates of box in start x, start y, end x, x and y, and for this we are using box does as type integer because we want these values to be integers, and all these four values are stored in these four variables. Now then we have to display our prediction, which means we have to display the label of the class that this detection is belong to this class, and for this we are using label, and there is a variable called label which is equal to, and we are using dot format string method. So in this format, in the first curly bracket we will pass the classes of index, which is the name of the class at this particular index, and then second is the confidence into 100, which means the confidence of the detection, and then we will print this label variable. Now then we have to print our rectangles also. So for this we are using the cv2.rectangle method, and we will pass the image in this method first as first argument, then we will pass the start x and start y of the box and end x and end y of the box, and then the color of all color for this particular index, and then 2 is the width of the rectangle. And similarly now we have to also print the text over the box, and for this we will slightly calculate the y which is different from start y, in case that if our image is at the top of the box and there is no space for the text, then we can write it below the top rectangular border. So this calculation is for this, and then for putting text over the image we will use cv2.putText image comma label comma start x comma y, and then we will specify the font style for the text and the color for the text and its width, and so this is all consist in this for loop. And then after the for loop ends, now we will show our image. So for this we will use cv2.imshow and pass the image in it with a string output, and cv2.wait key equal to 0. So let me run this code and show you. So I'm running this code in Anaconda prompt because I'm using Anaconda virtual environments. So I'm navigate to the directory where my Python, because this is Python script. So to run a Python code we have to first write the Python, then the name of the file which is object_detection.py, and I will provide the path of the image where my image is stored, and so I'm writing this is the path of my image. And so as you can see in this image there are two cars, and they are surrounded by the detection boxes, and the label is written with their confidence. So this project is simple and you can also make your own. So thank you for listening this video.